Hello everybody, that is here. Very happy to see all of you on other side of the screen. Today we will have a highly subjective type of the review slash test. I'm going to check out 4 different tube cutters that I have in store and see if there any difference between them, if I like any of them more than others. I would like to confess from the beginning that I use a Bitspower tube cutter for the longest time. I really like it, but there's other 3 I never tried. And we have following contenders. We have just standard soft tube cutter that I know some people also using for cutting PETG tubing. So we'll try to do that and see if it works or not. I have this pretty big monstrous looking cutter that offered by EK. It's not EK branded, but that's what they sell in their store. I have a German made cutter that provided by Alphacool. And I have a Taiwanese product from Bitspower. So those 3. We're going to cut basically 2 types of tubing. One type will be PETG. I hope everybody knows that acrylic can't be cut by those tools. You need to actually saw it. So we have a PETG in 2 sizes, just in case it's make any difference between the sizes. And I also have this piece of copper tubing which is plated, that I will try to cut it as well. Naturally, soft tube cutter is not suitable for metal cutting, but I know for sure that some people using that for PETG cutter. So let's start with the most controversial and cheapest option we have. So this can be purchased in a number of computer stores or actually even some garden place. So because it's actually called garden hose cutter. So okay, let's see how it works. Actually not so bad. It's not very slippery. Very easy cut, I'm surprised. So this is number 1 and this is 16 millimeters. So that was easy. Very clean cut. This is unbelievably sharp, maybe because it's brand new. Okay, let's see if the small one cutting any harder. No, pretty much the same. Oops. And I want to say lost, but it's not lost. Pretty good. Number 1. I was skeptical, but I can say that it's perfectly work fine with PETG tube. Very easy cut. And I don't believe it's make any scratches, because it's one of the concern, because it's no rollers here. You're actually scratching against the body of the cutter. No, this is absolutely clean cut, no problem. Alrighty, so this one is done. Let's see what's going on with it's probably most likely made in China. This is EK cutter thingy. So putting it between so far so good. Well, I don't think it's a very sharp tool, to be honest with you. Come on. Ooh. This is pretty ugly. Didn't even cut to the end. Great. This suck hard. I can tell you. Where's my... Okay, that's number 2. Not a clean cut at all. Let's see if the smaller tubing will be a better choice here. I think it's dull like a hell. To be honest, EK is saying it's not for PETG, this is only for metal. Come on. No, it will be the same. This is terrible. Hard no for this one. Okay. Let's see what's happening with Alphacool. Little tool similar to Bitspower. Actually, before I forgot, it's number 2. Okay. Also seems struggling. By the way, no scratches, so at least that. This one seems like it's scratching the tubing. A decent cut, more or less clean. It's number 3. But took me some time to roll it. At least it will not require too much of the work. And I see a clear mark from the roller on the tube body, which will not be covered completely by the fitting, so it will be visible a little bit. Okay. Okay, give it a little bit bigger piece. Right. Same, very nice clean cut. Not as good as actually number 1, but pretty good. And yeah, roll is leaving a mark. Okay. Finally, something that I use for longest time. Really like it. It have a very thin blade with cuts. PETG tubing pretty good, but let's see. Unlike all those 3, this one is not new. This one I used for a while. Ooh. I shifted a little bit so it started cutting in a second place. Well, cleaner cut than blue one, but I made a mistake here. Let's try a small one. Seems like Bitspower get a little bit dull after many years of use. But in hand it feels the most comfortable still, because of small size. Number 4. Alrighty. So that's all for PETG. What can I say? I'm blown away by this thing. Cuts the fastest and cleanest. Second place, Bitspower. Clean cut, a little bit more effort. And it seems struggling to completely cut the tube, so it's always a little piece left. This one works okay. Alphacool cuts more or less clean, but the problem that it's leaving marks. Let me double check about Bitspower. Bitspower also leave a little bit of mark, but not as prominent actually. EK water blocks fail basically, it's terrible. So number 1, number 2, number 3 disqualified. Now let's spoil a little bit of copper tubing. Naturally this one, I don't even going to try it. Just will spoil the blade, maybe even if I cut it, but it's not what it's supposed to be. Now, EK water blocks. This item supposed to be specifically made for copper tubing cutting. So let's see how it will do the job. Gets stuck even. I see decent cut. Well, it worked. Okay, it did the job, but I reserve any comments till I try something else. I see some mark, but I think it's more like a grease, so I can wipe it off. Okay, let's see how Alphacool doing. Slightly better cut than EK, but similar. With similar result. Okay. And my old and trusted Bitspower. Nice. Oh yeah. Cleanest cut, smallest deformation to the tube. Looks really good. By far, Bitspower, excellent. Alphacool works fine. Not as good as Bitspower. EK, okay. Now I can see there's a little bit of deformation of the tubing. I think the roll itself not very sharp, and it's a little bit of on the thicker side, while those two have blades much thinner. This is the thinnest blade actually. That's why it cuts the tubing in the best way. So PETG. Crazy, but this was the best, honestly. Followed by Bitspower. Copper, Bitspower, by far, perfect cut, minimal deformation. Alphacool, doable choice. EK, not disqualified, but not the best, last spot. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you find this interesting. See you next time.